Hey there gamers, how's it going? It's me, Waddles. Welcome to another video. Minecraft 1.15 is currently in the pre-release phase of development now. That means the update is pretty close. The release date is currently set for December 10th, 2019. With the update pretty much done at this point, I thought it would be fun to build some hype and get ready for the update by taking a look at some of the biggest things that are being added to Minecraft in the upcoming update. In today's video, I'll be doing quick feature breakdowns. The detailed, in-depth ones, those will come out after the update releases. And today would be definitely a good day to make sure you're subscribed because the Bee update is close, so you don't want to miss that stuff. And then, even more importantly, the Nether update is after that, and that's going to be a big one, so make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. The next update is known as the Buzzy Bees update, and as you can tell by the title, and as you probably heard at this point, bees are being added into Minecraft. If you haven't heard this, where have you been? So this is a Minecraft bee. Minecraft bees can be bred and fed with flowers. Now, you don't need any specific type of flower to breed or lead a bee around. Any flower will work. Bees go to a flower and do a little bit of a dance. They hover over the flower and then eventually their texture changes. Once their texture changes, that means they have pollen. Boom, just like that. This is a pollinated bee. A pollinated bee will make its way back to its bee nest, its home, and deposit the pollen. After a little bit of time, the bee will come back out of the bee nest and repeat the process over and over and over again. Now, bees tend to stay near their bee nest. They don't really go too far. Up to 4 Minecraft bees can call a single bee nest their home at a time. Now, after enough pollinated bees go into a bee nest, the appearance will change and it'll look like this. That means it's ready to be harvested. You can harvest these things with either shears or bottles, depending on what you want. If you want honeycombs, use shears. If you want honey bottles, use bottles. But be careful. If you don't put a campfire below this thing, the bees will become angry and sting you, and that's probably not really good. Now, a bee sting doesn't do all that much damage, but it does deal some poison. The poison is the part that's a little bit more dangerous. After the bee stings you, it will lose its stinger, like this guy right here, and unfortunately eventually die. So yeah, don't anger the bees. It's just kind of pointless. Yeah. If there are other bees near a single bee, when you make one angry, those other bees will also get angry, but they have to be pretty close to that bee for this to actually work. See, these ones, they just don't care. If an angry bee doesn't sting you, eventually it will just go back to normal, then it will be happy again. Next on our list today, take a look at these things right here. These are called beds. These are new in the... No. There's a new function with the beds. The beds have been in the game. You can click on the bed during the daytime and your respawn point will be set. Check that bottom left corner. Yep, I'm setting my spawn point during the day. This is pretty big. You don't need to sleep to set your spawn now. That's really, really big. That's pretty cool. Let's talk about bees again. Check these things out. These things are known as beehives. These are basically craftable bee homes. To craft a beehive, you're going to need 3 honeycombs and 6 planks. Any wood variant is cool. Slide into a crafting table, place the ingredients just like that, and boom, you have yourself a beehive. Now, you can place a beehive and you can break a beehive in survival without needing silk touch, but be careful if there's bees around. They get angry when you do that, so yeah, don't do it. Just be careful. Now, beehives are going to be useful for farming honey and honeycombs. Just like with the bee nest, players can use shears or glass bottles to collect ingredients from these things. And also, just like bee nests, the player can place campfires underneath these things to safely harvest them. There's also an advancement for harvesting a beehive safely too, so that's pretty cool. The next big feature is this stuff right over there. It's really, really cool and a huge deal for redstone. This thing is, of course, the honey block. Honey blocks are crafted with 4 honey bottles on the crafting table, just like that. Now, the honey block is really interesting. It has a lot of unique properties. The first unique thing about the honey block has to do with mobs. Mobs do not like the honey block. They'll try and not walk over the thing when possible. The second honey block property has to do with movement. The player is not only slowed on the honey block, but the player's jump height is also decreased when on a honey block. This is a tiny hop, and this is a normal hop. That's a small hop, yeah. Now, to show off the next property, we need to climb up here over this ledge. So take a look at this. This is a gap that I would usually fall on, right? There's no blocks down there. It's just open. Well, with a honey block, that's not the case. You can just walk right over this thing. That's really, really cool. So the honey block is kind of like a sticky wall. Now, you can also slide down the honey block, but it's kind of hard to do. You have to walk off of a ledge and then move back over, like that, or right there. I slid down the wall. Now, there is also an advancement for doing that, which is pretty cool. Here it is. You get this advancement for sliding down a wall with a honey block. Pretty cool. Honey blocks behave sort of like slime blocks, but they don't stick to slime blocks, which is really, really nice. Now, what I mean by they behave like slime blocks is they can move blocks, which is really, really cool. But actually, honey blocks are a little better because they can also move items. Slime blocks do not move items. Now, this doesn't stop at items. Honey blocks can also move mobs, which is really, really cool. Slime blocks don't do that. So basically, the difference here is bouncy slime block, sticky honey block. These things are seriously really, really cool, and they're going to be huge for redstone, parkour, and just other fun contraptions. To check out the next big 1.15 feature, we actually need to go into the Nether. Now, this next feature is something that you're going to love if you tend to do a lot of projects under or in water, and you end up draining the water a lot. With some wet sponges, slide over into the Nether, place those things down, and they will instantly dry out. Then you can go ahead and harvest those things right back up, and they're completely dried out sponges. You don't need to use a furnace to dry these out anymore, which is really, really cool. There's also this new particle thing and the sound, which is also kind of neat. I am trapped. I am definitely trapped here. Yep, this is bad, but hey, at least it looks pretty cool. So the next big 1.15 thing is this stuff right here. These are all honeycomb blocks. To craft a honeycomb block, you will need 4 honeycombs. Go into a crafting table, place them down like that, and boom, there you go. Now, this honeycomb block, it does absolutely nothing. It's entirely for looks, or I guess wax or honeycomb storage. Yeah, it's cool looking though. Doesn't do anything though. There's no interesting mechanics or anything. Cool sound. Yeah, this is the honeycomb block. It's in the 1.15 update. And then last but definitely not least on our list today is a few things actually. Minecraft 1.15 is not only all about bees, it's also all about bug fixes. Now, I didn't know if bug fixing is a feature, but you guys on Twitter told me that it was, so we're gonna go with it. Minecraft 1.15, or 1.14 if you're on Bedrock, fixes a lot of bugs. To name a few, rails will now place in whichever direction the player is facing when placed. Tridents finally look normal in item frames and look enchanted when they are enchanted. This applies even when the player is holding the trident, and the trident's not floating anymore too, which is nice, and then it'll even apply when the trident is thrown. Have you ever traveled somewhere really far in a boat? You get out of the boat and then you are on top of the boat and the boat is invisible? Probably. Well, that's gone now. When a player exits a boat, they will be put off to the side of the boat and boats will no longer teleport and then teleport back and be invisible and do that weird thing. Have you ever traveled somewhere on a horse and then you got off of it and it was just missing and you had to reload your game and then it was right there all along? Yeah, probably. Well, that bug is also fixed. Horses will no longer disappear, no matter what. And they also shouldn't teleport when you go really far. They'll like teleport away and then teleport back instantly. It's just random. It's like the boat thing. Well, yeah, that mechanic is gone too. Or bug. Yeah, the bug is gone. And of course, there are many, many more bug fixes that are happening in the 1.15 update, which is amazing. Over the past few updates, Minecraft has collected quite a few bugs, and it's nice to see a lot of those squashed finally. Here's the server performance being fixed in 1.15. Hopefully, big fingers crossed here. But those are some of the biggest Minecraft 1.15 Buzzy Bee features. Which one are you most excited for? Which one are you least excited for? Or are you just excited for the Bee update to come out and then the Nether update production to finally officially begin, or at least the snapshot part? My name is Waddles. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button. Help me out. It really helps the video a lot. You don't even understand. And then subscribe if you haven't yet. You definitely don't want to miss what I have in store for the 1.15 release date week and then beyond. There's always lots of coverage and cool things on the channel, so subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Everything else is below the video in the description. Check it out. Merch, Twitter, Instagram, and then go have a good day. My name is Waddles. I'll see you in the next one, gamers. Stay cool. Goodbye.